Well, Captain Obvious Jerome Powell has finally admitted what all of us have known for a long time. Specifically, U.S. home prices are in the midst of a major correction or even a collapse. Not all areas are equally affected. But pandemic-era boomtowns and cities that attracted speculators are going to be particularly hard hit. Home builder confidence is collapsing. Zillow, Redfin, and Opendoor and other iBuyers are selling off their real estate portfolios as fast as they can. Prospective buyers are backing away from the market because they think prices have a lot further to fall. What does this mean for the real estate industry? What does this mean for the future of the economy? And, what does it mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into that, please press the like button and leave us a comment below. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. The U.S. housing market is likely to suffer a reversal in the wake of policymakers' interest rate hikes, warned Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell on Thursday. "We've had a time of a red-hot housing market all over the country," Powell said in a press conference. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by another 75 basis points. The deceleration in housing prices that we're seeing should help bring prices more in line with rents and other housing market fundamentals. And that's a good thing, Powell continued. U.S. mortgage rates reached 6.25% last week. This is the highest that mortgage rates have been since 2008. U.S. home prices are higher than they were in 2021. But prices seem to be declining every week as sellers get more desperate and buyers back away. The Federal Reserve has aggressively raised interest rates in 2022. This is in an all-out effort to stop what seems to be runaway inflation. These interest rate hikes have increased borrowing costs. So home sales are declining because lack of affordability is scuppering demand. Sales of existing homes have fallen in every month in 2022. Sales of previously owned U.S. homes fell for a seventh straight month in August. This is the longest streak of decreases since 2007. Home builder sentiment is in a record collapse. Building permit rates are also declining, an indication that new home building is slowing. We need to go through a correction to get back to a place where supply and demand are better aligned, price gains are reasonable, and people can afford properties, Powell said. Property prices were going up at an unsustainably fast level, added Powell. However, it will take a while for home prices and rents to cool more significantly, Powell further noted. Shelter inflation is going to remain high for some time, Powell continued. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, he said. The Federal Reserve increased interest rates by 75 basis points yesterday. That is in line with the expectations of Wall Street analysts. Existing home sales experienced a slight dip in August 2022, the seventh straight month of declines, said a National Association of Realtors report released yesterday. Year-over-year sales fell in all four major U.S. regions, continued the report. There are still a few areas of the U.S. where demand is still higher than supply. Not all areas of the United States will be equally affected. Powell noted that housing prices and rents need to become better aligned. The Federal Reserve began increasing interest rates earlier in 2022, and that is when the decline in home prices began. What appeared to be a slow and mild downturn has picked up steam every month since then. New home sales are down almost 30% from a year ago. And existing home sales are down 20% from a year ago. Right now, the median price of an existing home in the U.S. is $389,500, which is still pretty high. That means, prices still have further to fall. Homebuilder sentiment in September fell another 3 points to 46. Rising interest rates have caused homebuilder confidence to tank. Persistent inflation is causing higher costs for labor and materials. Redfin CEO Glenn Kelman is predicting the biggest U.S. housing crash since the Great Recession. Sensing that home prices are in free fall, home buyers are now pulling back from the market. The United States economy now teeters on the brink of recession. The ongoing housing recession shows no signs of abating, said Robert Dietz, chief economist for the National Association of Home Builders. In this soft market, more than half of the builders in our survey reported using incentives to bolster sales, including mortgage rate buydowns, free amenities and price reductions, Dietz added. For the past 5 years, home buyers were typically having to pay over listing price and compete in a bidding war. But now, the average home in the United States is selling for less than its list price. Despite all of the publicity about a housing market crash, home prices are still higher than a year ago. Redfin noted that larger West Coast cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles are sensing the greatest impacts on house prices. Now is still a good time to buy if you qualify for a mortgage because you can always refinance when mortgage rates go back down, said Fairweather of Redfin. If you find a house that meets all your needs and you're going to stay in it for at least 5 years, it's still a great time to buy, Fairweather said. Oddly enough, Fairweather does not think that the U.S. will enter a 2008-style housing crisis. People who own homes right now are in a good financial position generally, Fairweather said. The criteria for getting a mortgage is really high, continued Fairweather. Is the housing market crash of 2008 going to repeat itself? At this time last year, the 30-year mortgage rate was 2.79%. Today, that rate is 5.66%. With buyers getting skittish and home sales falling rapidly, investors are waiting in the wings. For hot pandemic boomtowns that were previously juiced up in the West and particularly Mountain West and South to the Southeast, Zondi added. Many of these real estate markets are seriously overpriced. San Jose, California is down 10%. Seattle is down 7%. San Francisco is down 7%. Los Angeles is down 4%. Denver is also down 4%. Zillow has sold its portfolio of properties at a substantial discount. Zillow Stock is down almost 70% from its 52-week high. The CEO of Redfin has warned that his company is quickly selling off properties in its portfolio. Redfin stock is down over 75% in 2022. This the largest one-month price drop since January 2011. Boise, Idaho is 72% overvalued. Austin, Texas is 67% overvalued. Ogden, Utah is 64% overvalued. Las Vegas, Nevada is 61% overvalued. Atlanta, Georgia is 58% overvalued. Phoenix, Arizona is 57% overvalued. Provo, Utah is 57% overvalued. Housing prices are falling in many U.S. cities. But how far will they go? Experts predict that house prices could fall by up to 25% over the next few months. A $500,000 home in Boise, Idaho, may see prices fall between 10% to 15%, continued Zondi. 70% of homes listed for sale in Boise had already had their prices cut. But, what do you think? Please press the like button and leave us a comment below. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.